Welcome to the Does This Happen to You podcast, where we explore the funny side of truth is stranger than fiction stories. Our story this week is from Amory Script, who you'll find on medium.com, and here is: I woke up a suburban mom, and now I don't know how to grocery shop. The culture shock of moving a mere 20 miles away. A chicken with its head cut off would fit in better at this grocery store than I am right now. I'm wide-eyed at the spacious aisles and miles of shelves. I came in for a piece of fish, some Brussels sprouts, and a gallon of milk. Yes, I've decided to buy it by the gallon now since I live in the middle of nowhere. My brain hasn't quite caught on yet that there's a 7-Eleven just around the corner and the grocery store is only a 3-minute drive. It's still a drive, so it feels wildly less accessible than the grocery store that was across the street from our apartment building in the city. 3 items. I didn't grab a cart. How could I anyway? I'm pushing a stroller. But no one else is pushing a stroller here. No one walked to the grocery store. Instead, the store has special push carts that look like race cars, complete with steering wheels that you can deposit your baby into straight out of their car seat. We're in the suburbs now. It's quickly becoming clear to me I don't know how to be a suburbanite. I used to call my hometown the suburbs, but I'm learning now that it leaned much further rural than I appreciated. I mean, it felt like the middle of nowhere to my teenage self. But now that I'm in a suburb where things actually are within walking distance, I'm realizing teenage me was right. It might have been a commuting town, but it was the kind of commuting where you get in a car and drive to the city. There was no option for public transit. So I know how to be rural. Get in a car, drive 20 minutes to the store, buy groceries for the week. But I haven't worked out how to be suburban. I spent the last 20 years living in an enormous city, so it's an adjustment. We didn't move far, but it still feels like a different world. Most things are still within walking distance here. We can catch the train to the city just a couple blocks away. So I walked to the grocery store, and now I can't figure out how to push a damn cart because I'm pushing a stroller. I expected a handbasket, but there are none. Why would there be? The aisles are wide with ample space to navigate a cart. Not once do I have to sidestep to shuffle behind someone while they browse pasta shapes, and not once do I have to skip an item on my list because my stroller won't fit past the other stroller in that aisle. We don't need handbaskets here in the suburbs. Except some of us do, because I now have 4 items piled in my hands and the carts are all outside. I'm panicking a little. Do I buy less? Put back my apples and cucumbers and just get what I came in for? Do I set my loot down somewhere and try to go out the entry door to grab a cart? How do I steer a cart and a stroller at the same time? My baby sees the bakery display and is begging for a snack. So now I'm desperate for a solution. I hone in on the checkout line. Aha! A saving grace. I watch a gentleman unload his cart, and I feel relieved and confident when I approach and ask if he's done with it. He looks at me like I have 1,000 heads. No, he asks, as if he's questioning both our sanity. Oh, I reply, dismayed confusion, I'm sure, all over my face. I need it to bring the bags to the car, he explains, as if trying to teach an alien about how life on the planet Earth works. I'd have brought a hand to my head if I wasn't holding an apple, a cucumber, a bag of Brussels sprouts, and a piece of fish. Of course, to the car. It's not like I never pushed a cart of packed grocery bags to a car before. I just never done it for my own personal everyday life. Vacations, shopping with my parents. I've seen how this works. Bag the groceries, load the bags into the cart, push the cart to the car, load the bags into the car. I smile awkwardly and slowly back away from the poor man trying to defend his cart. I cave and dump my handful of items into the basket under my stroller. I had wanted to avoid that, as in the city, there are signs all over saying, "Please don't shop into personal bags or carts." Of course, there were no such signs here because no one brings a personal cart to push their groceries home, and I need a free hand to grab a roll from the bakery before my baby exploded, so I go for it. We survive the rest of the excursion without getting yelled at for putting groceries in the stroller and make it home unscathed. Or so I thought. As I pull my bags out from under the stroller, I spot a rogue lemon. I try to think back to loading the items onto the checkout counter, and I realize I hadn't put the lemon onto the conveyor belt. I stole the lemon. 1 week of suburban living, and I'm already a criminal. Thanks for listening. I'm Chris Kepler, and I hope you enjoyed listening to these stories as much as I enjoyed narrating them. I'd love for more people to hear these wonderful stories, so please share and tell your friends.